Fourth Wing theories, or rather Threshing Day theories. So Rebecca Yarros and Red Tower Books announced the title of the Not Book 4 yesterday on July 15th, also known as Conscription Day for those of us in the Fourth Wing fandom. I saw the cover and there was no way that I was never not going to post a theory video, because if you have been following me in the last year and a half, you know that a year and a half ago, I was going deep into Fourth Wing theories. I have a theory on who the brother is. I have a two-part bear theory, just the importance of the bear figure to Liam and some special nuance around him and Andarna. I have a three-part Death Factory theory. I have a General Melgren theory, and then I had theories for what the book titles of books 4 and 5 would be. But I see this cover for Threshing Day, and there is no way that I cannot comment on it. I can't help myself. Was I expecting this book? Of course not, but I am delighted to have it. As someone who is a fantasy reader and I love world building and lore, and just when authors can make the world that much richer, I am all about it. I will eat that up. This is where I thrive. So when I look at this cover, that was actually the cover that I was expecting book 4 to be, but I still think the gradient is going to work. I think we're still going to bring it back into some darkness, and perhaps some violet is going to be introduced in the book 4 cover. And I still want book 5 to be like an ultraviolet spectrum kind of look to it, almost like a holographic, something where we get to see all the colors of the rainbow reflected in it. I think that would be a beautiful touch as a last book to the Empyrean series. But I look at Threshing Day and I notice a couple really interesting things, especially when I think about Liam, Andarna, and this bear theory that I have been talking about until I'm blue in the face. In my two-part bear theory videos, specifically in part 2, I made an argument how I believe on Threshing Day, Andarna formed a bond with two riders, one of course being Violet, but also the second being Liam. There's too much coincidence with Liam's last words being "it's been my honor," Andarna's name meaning second honor, and then just some other similar phrases that Andarna and Liam shared. I talk about all of that in those videos. I've put everything on YouTube in a playlist, so you can feel free to listen to those if you want. But I look at the cover for Threshing Day and I notice a couple things. We see the continuation of scratches from Onyx Storm, so remember those scratches in the bottom corner, and then there was the special edition of the Iron Flame book. When you opened it up, the end papers had the giant claw marks tearing down the end papers. I want to point out something that is very striking about Threshing Day, because in the bottom you can kind of see like a forest. You see the tree trunks coming up, and I've talked a lot about why trees, specifically oak wood, is important in the world of Empyrean. So you'll see the forest, which is when they're doing Threshing Day, which Basgiath College is the only one that refers to this ritual as threshing. Other cultures call it the harvest. But the medium that you see the scratches on, you know what it looks like to me? It looks like frost, like a frost on glass or some kind of flat surface. And frost is ice, which interestingly enough is Liam's second signet. You remember he had foresight, which I actually think is a twist on clairvoyance. I think Liam was a bit clairvoyant, but he also had ice. Even his dragon's name, Day, means ice. So I look at Threshing Day and I see frost and ice, so I'm thinking that we are definitely going to get Liam's story here, but I'm hoping and praying that we get the truth about what happened with Liam and Andarna, because I think something happened there. And I think Leothin, the Era dragon in Onyx Storm, that he confronted Andarna about that in Onyx Storm. Go back and refer to the theories and you'll see where he talks about second bonds. So I think there were some extra bonds being made there with Liam and Andarna. So I look at the cover of Threshing Day and I see the scratches and I see frost, I see ice, I think of Liam. And if you look at the edges, you can see how it goes from Onyx Storm, you go from black into this like misty kind of smoky look, and then Threshing Day it goes from that into black again. There's a lot of connection with Liam and shadows, and it began in Fourth Wing chapter 21 when Liam was referred to as shadowing Violet, and then there are more of those shadow Liam connections throughout the series if you pay attention. So it does make me wonder if we're going to get some insight there. I am so curious to learn more about what happened with Liam at Threshing Day. So that's what I'm most excited about. The fact that we're getting 13 quote unquote legendary perspectives. I am about to eat it up, but I just had to share. I could not go without saying something because I'm me and I can't help myself. So let me know what you thought when you saw the cover, if you're excited about it, if you're not. Like I said, feel free to check out my other theory videos. I dive deep and I come with receipts.